Welcome to Oxford News This Week. I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Terry Stiles. In this week's news, Oxford Village gets its second temporary manager, and Christ the King Church hosts a picnic for the veterans, and the Oxford Village has a new clerk treasurer.
Stay tuned and learn more about these stories and others. The Oxford News begins right now. It appears Oxford Village is going to get its second temporary manager as the search for a permanent one continues. Last week, Council voted 5-0 to negotiate with the Illinois-based GovTemps USA for the lease of Evan Teach, a resident of Chicago, to serve as the village's interim manager. Even though it's an interim position, Teach told Council he will give it his all and work at full speed.
GFL Environmental USA Inc. is now the waste hauling and recycling service of record for residential customers in the village of Oxford. Village officials recently executed an assignment of the existing hauling contract from Republic Waste to GFL. The change occurred as Republic sold some of the Oakland County assets to GFL. According to Joe Munyam, I think that's how you say it. I'm sorry if I messed it up. He's the Director of Government Affairs and Public Relations for GFL. They will continue to collect on the same day residents are presently receiving their service.
It's official. Oxford Village has a new clerk treasurer. Last week, Council voted 5-0 to approve an employment agreement for Leanne O'Connor of Waterford. Councilman Eric Dolan says that with all the significant changes the village is undergoing, it's his intention to try to create a more positive and professional culture, which he said O'Connor has those attributes. O'Connor was the city clerk for Rochester since 2001 and will start full-time with the village August 28th.
The Emmanuel Congregational United Church of Christ hosted a pancake breakfast to raise funds for the VFW National Home for Children on last Saturday. For more information about the church and the charities that they support, please visit www.icucc.org or easier, call 248-628-1610.
Regardless of where and how they served this country, military veterans of all stripes and their family members attended the 6th Annual Veterans Picnic on Saturday, August 5th at Christ the King Church. Sponsored by the CTK Veterans Ministry and Vietnam Veterans of America, Oakland County Chapter 133, Ministry leader Bob Bosch said that the event was free and well attended. Bob Bosch, a Vietnam veteran, served in the Navy from 1966 to 1977, and he says it's all about giving back to the veterans and honoring their service. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's really great. They've done a lot for the veterans. Everybody's done a lot for the veterans finally in this community.
Yeah, I think it's a great effort that the community has. But you know, let's talk about the Lone Ranger that's coming up.
Speaking of that, the Lone Ranger Parade, there were a lot of veterans in that parade on Saturday too. That's such a great event for this community.
Yeah, a lot of notable people. I think people around the village and township that wave and they're unable to give candy out, though, I understand.
I know, that's kind of a sad thing. You know, a lot of that fun stuff from the past is disappearing, but you're right, there were a lot of faces in the community that we all know, but there were also a lot of faces from other communities that came to see this. It's becoming an event that it's hard to rival it.
It gets bigger and bigger every year, I think.
I'm excited.
And pretty exciting.
Yeah,
you folks, if you didn't catch it this year, you want to make sure you come next year.
Yeah, we get to show off Oxford. And if you missed it this year, you can also watch it on OCTV. And that's it for Oxford News This Week. If you'd like to learn more about these stories and others, you can catch us on OCCTV.org and, of course, on YouTube and our regular Charter Channel 191 or AT&T Channel 99.
Yep, and coming up next on OCTV's our very own Cody Wright with the Sports Report. Then you won't want to miss Auto Talk and Science in the News with Dave Kenny.
I'm Terry Stiles, and this is Oxford News This Week, where we bring your news closer to home.
And I'm Elgin Nichols. Remember, always be kind to your friends and neighbors, and thanks for watching.
Welcome to Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny, and these stories are taken from the publication New Scientist. In our first story, a bee shouldn't be able to fly, mathematics insist. Its tiny wings shouldn't create enough lift to get its big body off the ground. But now a new mathematical analysis has figured out how bees do it. Until the 1990s, bees were assumed to fly like planes, using airflow over their wings to create lift, but the mathematics didn't work. Then, in 1996, it was found that tiny tornado-like airflows called LEVs form on the leading edges of their wings. Those were thought to provide the extra lift required. But Mustafa Nabawi and William Crowther, both at the University of Manchester in the UK, have now shown that LEVs don't directly add lift. By creating 3 mathematical models with different lift mechanisms and comparing them with experiments on 8 different bee species, they found that LEVs simply let a bee angle each wing more sharply to the sky, improving the airflow over them. If the LEVs stop, the pressure differences between the top and the underside of the wing that creates lift would drop, and the bee would fall from the air like a rock. On the medical front, we may not be alone in our struggle against Alzheimer's disease. For the first time, the plaques and tangles that characterize the condition have been found in the brains of elderly chimpanzees, although it is unclear if they cause dementia in the animals. In the brains of people with Alzheimer's, a protein called beta amyloid accumulates and forms sticky plaques between brain cells. These plaques trigger changes in other proteins called tau, causing it to form tangles. Together, these plaques and tangles are thought to kill brain cells, leading to dementia. It is difficult to study the disease and develop treatments for it because other species seem not to develop plaques and tangles. The only time they've both been seen in another animal's brain was in a 41-year-old chimpanzee, but they were thought to be the result of a stroke. But Melissa Edler, now at Northeast Ohio Medical University, and her colleagues have had the rare chance to study 20 brains from older chimpanzees aged between 37 and 62. The team examined 4 areas of the chimp's neocortex and hippocampus, brain regions most commonly affected by Alzheimer's in humans. They discovered beta amyloid plaques and early forms of tau tangles coexisting in 12 of the chimp brains, and as in humans, they saw increasingly larger volumes of plaques in chimp brains of more advanced age. It's It's not clear whether these plaques and tangles lead to the same kind of cognitive decline in chimps that we experience. Our samples have been collected over decades without any consistent or rigorous cognitive data accompanying them, says Marianne Raconte of Kent State University in Ohio, in whose lab the work was performed. So it wasn't possible to say whether the chimps had devastating cognitive loss or not. However, so far, there are no examples of chimps with Alzheimer's-like dementia. I'm cautious to say that they don't get this kind of devastating decline, but we haven't seen it yet, says Raganti. The study contributes to growing evidence that the classic plaques and tangles of Alzheimer's disease may be a byproduct rather than the cause of the disease, says Gary Kennedy, director of the Division of Geriatric Psychiatry at Albert Einstein College of Medicine in New York. That great apes demonstrate the pathology but not the precipitous decline of dementia reinforces this notion, he says. In our last story, have you recently arrived at work naked? Well, if you want to avoid nightmares like this, you might try sleeping less. To investigate why people have nightmares, Stephanie Reck at the University of Oxford and her colleagues asked 846 volunteers to do an online survey. The questions probe matters such as how many nightmares they'd had over the past 2 weeks and how bad they were. Each volunteer was also asked about other aspects of their life, such as recent divorces, legal troubles, their tendency to worry, and how much sleep they got. The team found that worrying about the future or going about things wrong had the strongest link with the frequency and severity of nightmares. Reck's team suggests that worrying before bedtime stores up material for bad dreams, increasing the chance of nightmares. There was also a link between the frequency of nightmares and sleeping more than 9 hours a night. Reck says that sleeping for a longer time might increase the amount of rapid eye movement at late at night, the time when nightmares occur most commonly. There could be interventions that make nightmares less likely. Worry can be effectively treated using cognitive behavioral approaches, says Reck. It would be interesting to do more research to see whether these alleviate the nightmares. Well, that's it for this edition of Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny. Stay tuned to Oxford Community Television and sleep tight.
Canine Stray Rescue does just that. Rescue stray dogs for new families. But they need your help. Become a volunteer at Canine Stray Rescue League of Michigan. Take dogs for walks, help them socialize with others, and help them get adopted. Fill out an application and help a family add a new member today. Do you love local sports? Whether it's Oxford High School or Parks and Rec, you can buy copies of each game. To purchase your copy, call us at 248-628-9658 or give us an email at manager@occtv.org or talk to us at the next game. Hopefully we'll see you there.
Hello Oxford fans, Cody Wright here with the Sports Report once again. We are in the last month of the summer season, and as fall creeps up, we hold on to these beautiful summer days. Seymour Lake Park has been the action location for most of the events this summer, so let's take a look at what's been going on and what's coming up. First off, the Parks and Rec U12 girls softball team took on Birmingham last week. They didn't win as the score was 6-2, but it was a good game for the spectator, and it looks like the girls had a lot of fun. Also, the U16 girls softball team took on Birmingham and got beat 17-5. Looks like Birmingham was a tough group of girls. However, it was a good game to focus on developing skill and having fun in the summer leagues. Coming up on Friday the 11th is the second annual Bars vs. Cars softball game. The deputies who guard the jail are once again taking on the deputies who patrol the roads. Last year, the Bars beat the Cars 24-6, so we have no idea what to expect for this year's results. The game time is set for 8 p.m. at Seymour Lake Park, so do not miss it. Well, that is all for this week's sports. If you want to check out the coverage of the Rec softball game, you can find that on our YouTube page, which can be accessed through our website, occtv.org. We will also be covering many future events like always, so if you happen to miss something, check out the programs we put together once again at occtv.org. I want to thank you guys all for watching and listening, and to remind you to tune in next time. I'm Cody Wright. We'll see you soon.
We here at OCTV cover the local events and government meetings of Oxford, Addison, and Leonard. We also produce and edit programs for you viewers out there. With the leadership of our station manager, Bill Service, we have been a very successful team, winning awards from the state of Michigan for Best Electronic Media, giving attention to our local veterans. We also won awards for excellence in directing and educational programs. With the help of our great new equipment and our technical directors, we write, produce, and broadcast our local news for you. Without our production manager, Terry Stiles, our channel and station wouldn't be the well-oiled machine it is today. She coordinates the editing assignments and shoot schedule with our editors and camera people. OCTV and its communities make a great team.
Hi, I'm Julie Hogan. Welcome to your weekly calendar of events, where we feature your weekly community events for Oxford and Addison Township, including charities, special fundraisers, and general community information. If you or your organization would like us to help you get your message out to our viewing public, please contact us at 248-628-9658 or go to our website, occtv.org. Come on out to the Oxford Charity Car Show to support a great cause to raise both awareness and funds for ALS. Donations are greatly appreciated, and all proceeds from donations will go directly to the Michigan chapter of the ALS Association. There will be food, music, raffles, and of course awesome cars to admire. The car show is open to anyone to enjoy and is accepting pre-registration for anyone who wants to show off their cars. Entries will be judged and prizes awarded, so be sure to get in on the fun. This event will be held on Sunday, August 13th from 11 to 3 in the Legacy Center parking lot located at 715 North Lapeer Road in Oxford. If you'd like more information about this great charity event, please visit their Facebook page, Oxford Charity Car Show. Addison Township Library has all kinds of great things going on this summer. The library will be hosting the Junk in the Trunk sale on Saturday, August 12th at 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. at the library located at 1400 Rochester Road in Leonard. Reserve your spot for only $10 to sell your new or used items or crafts. Reservation proceeds will go to the New Building Fund. Also, the Genealogy Society of Addison Township is meeting on August 10th at 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Addison Township Library. Learn about your past and discover yourself while you share your passion for genealogy. Discover software and online sites and learn how to read antique handwriting. If you'd like more info about either of these events, please call 248-628-7180 or stop by the library located at 1400 Rochester Road in Leonard. Quick reminder to bring a seat and come join your neighbors every Thursday for Downtown Oxford's Concerts in the Park. This event is free and runs every Thursday until August 24th. The open mic starts at 6 p.m. with the concert starting at 7 p.m. The next event is this Thursday, August 10th, featuring a group called Boogie Woogie, which will entertain you with ragtime, boogie, and blues. You can get the upcoming schedule and featured groups by going to the website downtownoxford.org and clicking on events. There's still plenty of summer left, but Oxford Orient Fish is already thinking about kids heading back to school and equipping them with the tools they need to succeed. That's why this great local charity group is once again conducting its annual school backpack drive and asking the community for help. Now through Friday, August 18th, Fish is seeking donations in the form of brand new backpacks and school supplies, which will go to students in the Oxford and Lake Orion school districts. Donations can be dropped off at the Fish Food Pantry located at 487 First Street in Oxford between 9:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday. Folks who are unable to shop for supplies can donate money and have a fish volunteer do the shopping for you. Last year, Fish gave backpacks brimming with new supplies to 212 local students. This year's goal is 230. Let's all help them reach their goal. For more information, please visit oxfordorientfish.org or call 248-628-3933. A friendly rivalry continues to brew within the ranks of the Oakland County Sheriff's Office. Members of the public are invited to watch the deputies who guard the jail take on the deputies who patrol the roads in the second annual Bars vs. Cars charity softball game. It will be held on August 11th with the game at 8 p.m. at Oxford Seymour Lake Township Park. There will be raffles, music, and concessions available as well. Admission to the game is only $10 per person, and all proceeds benefit the Gary Cooper Davis Foundation. Gary Cooper Davis was a Bloomfield Township police officer killed in the line of duty on May 13, 2004. This foundation was started in his name to help families of fallen officers or officers struggling to pay bills due to missed work for medical reasons. Last year's game raised $2,400 for the Oakland County Sheriff's Association Children's Benevolent Fund, which is also dedicated to helping families who are struggling to pay bills and provide the basics of life. For more information about the game, please contact Deputy Mark Chevalier by calling or texting 248-991-7468 or sending an email to mdchevalier@yahoo.com. If you own a business, belong to an organization, or are a local resident wishing to show your support for school programs, music concerts, or any of the many programs broadcast by our TV station, you can become a sponsor or underwriter for OCTV. A promotional spot will be created just for you, and our broadcast announcers will give you continuous recognition. It's a great way to promote your organization. For more information, contact our station manager, Bill Service, at 248-628-9658 or email him manager@occtv.org. Also, don't forget, you can locate our OCTV program schedule by going to our website and clicking on Schedule. There you'll find a list of great OCTV programs, dates, and times. One program I recommend you check out is Connie's Kitchen, hosted by Connie Miller. Be sure to join her for a variety of recipes and great tips around the kitchen that are guaranteed to please. One thing for sure is that Connie always finds fun and interesting ways to mix it up and keep you entertained. This is Oxford Community TV weekly calendar of events, and I'm your host, Julie Hogan. Join us again next week to learn about new and exciting events happening in your neighborhood. Until then, make it a great week, and thank you for watching.
Welcome to American Legion in Oxford for the best fish on Fridays. That's right, from noon to 8:30. You can get the best walleye in Michigan. You can get walleye, baked cod, chicken strips, baked potatoes, and more. On the hall side of the Legion, oh, hello there, friends. You can have 12 friends on a table, any one of the best military museums in Michigan. And the dining side, oh, hello again. More comfortable with many 4-seat tables and a couple of 5-seaters. Now on Friday, we usually have about 400 to 500 best friends for our fish. Carry out? You bet. We have 50 to 60 carryouts at the post. We have some young friends with the birthdays and some of our best seniors at the post. Oh yeah, waitresses, they go like a track waitress to get your food. If you have never enjoyed our secret famous walleye at the Legion, come on in every Friday from noon to 8:30 at the American Legion Post 108 on 130 East Rainer Road, Oxford.
Welcome to this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and these stories are taken from the publication Automotive News. More than 2 years after inking a loose tie-up, Toyota Motor Corporation and Mazda Motor Corporation have agreed to take capital stakes in each other as Japan's biggest automaker brings smaller rivals into its sphere of influence. Toyota will take a 5% stake in Mazda, while Mazda reciprocates with a token 0.25% stake in Toyota, the car manufacturer said in a joint statement on August 4th. The closing of ranks comes as Toyota says it's shifting into an offensive mode to ward off new rivals from outside the industry and invest in more next-generation technology. As part of the Mazda deal, the car makers will build a joint venture assembly plant in the U.S. The plant will have a production capacity of 300,000 vehicles a year, with half going towards Toyota Corolla and the other half being dedicated to Mazda for crossovers and SUVs. The $1.6 billion plant, expected to start operation in 2021, opens new truck and crossover capability for both brands as they struggle to supply surging demand for light trucks. Toyota and Mazda said they will also cooperate in developing electrified vehicles and connected car technologies. They will also step up supplying vehicles to each other. In electric vehicles, Toyota is being positioned as working on the battery side of electric vehicles, while Mazda works on the overall architecture. The two companies will jointly develop the hardware and software sides of electric vehicles, but produce them separately, Toyota Executive Vice President Shigeki Terashi said in a joint press conference in Tokyo. In connected cars, Toyota and Mazda will cooperate on vehicle-to-vehicle and vehicle-to-infrastructure communications, seen as a key towards self-driving and advanced safety systems. Terashi said Toyota aims to develop an EV architecture that can be used across a wide range of segments, from minicars to trucks. Mazda and Toyota will also supply each other with complementary products. Mazda already manufactures small cars for Toyota at Mazda's factory in Mexico. Going ahead, Toyota will return the favor by supplying a compact commercial van to Mazda in Japan. And over at FCA, Fiat Chrysler Automobiles won approval from U.S. and California regulators on July 28th to sell 2017 diesel vehicles after it came under scrutiny for alleged excess emissions in older diesel vehicles. Fiat Chrysler hopes to use the software upgrade in 2017 as the basis for a fix to address agencies' concerns over 2014 to 2016 Fiat Chrysler diesel vehicles after the Justice Department sued the automaker in May alleging excess emissions. Regulators contended the older vehicles had undisclosed emission controls that allowed vehicles to emit excess pollution in normal driving. Reuters on July 27th reported the planned approval by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency and California Resources Board. In May, the Justice Department sued Fiat Chrysler, accusing it of illegally using software to bypass emission controls on 104,000 diesel Jeep Grand Cherokees and Dodge Ram 1500 trucks sold since 2014. FCA CEO Sergio Marconi said in a statement announcing the approvals that the company was eager to update the emissions control software in its earlier model year vehicles. The company had been seeking permission for months to sell that is to say, begin selling 2017 diesel vehicles. Fiat Chrysler had begun assembling diesel trucks last month in anticipation of approval. The software update will have no effect on the fuel economy ratings or the vehicle performance, the automaker said. The company has denied any wrongdoing, saying there was never an attempt to create software to cheat emission rules. Well, over at General Motors plans to expand its OnStar services for connected cars, pairing with Verizon Telematics and connectivity company GlobeTouch to improve the automaker's network capabilities. GlobeTouch, backed by Verizon's venture capital arm Verizon Ventures, said last week it will integrate its G-Control platform with OnStar to boost GM's connectivity, while Verizon Telematics will bring scale and network expertise to the partnership. Launching connected car services on a global scale has complex networking challenges, such as integrating with a variety of operators that use different platforms, says Sunil Cole, GlobeTouch Senior Vice President of the Americas. The partnership will give GM a network solution to help launch OnStar internationally, Cole says, through a platform integrated with the car company's information technology on one side and network integration on the other. GM is the first automaker working with GlobeTouch on this strategy. Cole said that his company is having conversations with multiple automakers. GM has more than 5 million 4G LTE connected vehicles on the road, and more than 12 million customers are connected with OnStar. Well, that's all for this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and as always, may the wind be at your back as you cruise down life's highways. Stay tuned to Oxford Community Television.